Are you a millennial and you're struggling financially? 6 reasons why.
This is Rich Fontaine, and I'm here just to let you know one small message. You are the seed. Just understand, you're not what everyone sees. You're more than that. But it always starts from the inside before you'll see it external.
Either you could agree with me or not agree with me. But either way, I feel that this right here is a successful conversation.
Somebody wants to tell you where you should be, where you should go, and how you should act, you tell them this. Your opinion is not
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Successful Conversations. And if you're a millennial or Gen X or Gen Y or whatever generation you're in, and you're struggling financially, here are 6 reasons why that many mistakes that millennials make that if you change today, it can completely change your financial status. And please watch the entire video so you can get all 6, because the 6th reason is one of the most important. So the number one reason why millennials struggle financially, the financial mistakes that millennials make is we want instant gratification. Instant gratification. I want it now mentality. That I can't wait later for the car. I can't wait later for the sneakers. I can't wait later for the clothes. I need to impress other people now. Right? Isn't that the reason why we buy these things? Is to impress other people, to look cool, to get the admiration and respect from other people, other individuals. Because if we're doing it for ourselves, wouldn't it make more sense to think more long term? So when we want instant gratification, I need to see that movie now, I can't wait. I need to watch that show now, I can't wait. I need to get those clothes now. I need to have the money now. I need to have my business flourishing now. I need to now is what's killing us from reaching our financial goals. The most wealthy people on this planet think long term. They stretch their goals out. They say, I invest in now to get back later. Versus some people say, I invest quick now, get the get back now. But wealth compounds. Wealth compounds. And when you can relinquish instant gratification for a later gratification, you are thinking more wealthy. You are thinking like the 1% people on this planet who create wealth for themselves and for others. Which leads me to number 2. The second biggest mistake most millennials make about finances is they think in short-term gains, not long-term gains, which is similar to wanting instant gratification. See, the wealthy says, I am going to put my money in something that I probably won't get it doubled until 10 years from now. See, even Warren Buffett, he talks about the greatest miracle on the planet is compound interest, that you could put something into a certain interest rate that will double your money after 7 years. It's the law of 7. But that's 7 years. Yes, 7 years. That's 7 years long that you have to wait. Sorry. But you just doubled your money. And sometimes if you wait 14 years, you may have quadrupled your money. Why? Because it's a time frame. So when you're thinking more long-term period, you're thinking like the wealthy. The wealthy thinks in long-term. 5-year goals, 10-year goals, 15-year goals, 20-year goals, 50-year goals. And they say, okay, by the time 10 years, 30 years from now, man, I'm going to be a billionaire. That's how they think. While the mistake most millennials think is short-term gain. How can I get something in 6 months? I used to think that same way, like, man, how can I get rich in 6 months? How can I get rich in a year? And what happens is I would put my effort into something that would just fail. Because easy come equals easy go. So when you stretch it and you could think of, because anything worth having takes time. And when you could think like that, hey, if I put my investment, if I save my money in for the long-term gain versus the short-term gain, I will have well more later and be well off later. The number three, I made this mistake. The number three mistake millennials make with finances is they don't care about their credit. They don't look at credit. They don't study credit. They don't understand credit. I didn't understand credit for years. I actually finally took a credit course that made me understand better on credit and paying back what I owed. I would duck bill collectors. It was something I learned from my family. You know, I grew up in a time, in an era where if you were maybe my skin color or something, even a pigmentation like it, the bills caller would call, or the automobile call would call, or the IRS would call, and you would say, Dad, there's some lady named Mrs. something from the bank. I'm not home. I'm not home. I'm not home. And we would not want to pay back our bills. But as I got older, I realized that me not paying back my bills was hurting my credit, which means hurting me for getting a mortgage or a loan to help me with real estate. Then I realized, man, Rich, you have to make the shift. So finally, I started understanding credit, and I started paying back some old bills, and I started fixing my credit, sending some letters, and things that you could talk to a professional credit agent, but I work with a professional to help me rebuild my credit. So that's number three, is we don't care about credit. You know, we put credits under our kids' names, but not knowing that we're starting a downward spiral for them as well. So we have to care about our credit. We have to say, hey, how can I get a 600 and keep a 600? Number four, the number four mistake that millennials make with finances is we don't increase our earning potential. What do you mean by increase your earning potential, Rich? Is you increase your earning potential by your education. See, a person that just has a high school will always get paid less than a person that has an associate's degree, which will always get paid less than a person that has a bachelor, which will always get paid less than a person that has a master's or PhD, and etc. Or even certifications, certain licenses. I worked at a job, they want us to increase our licenses. Why? Because if I'm going to give this person a raise, I got to make sure that they know more things and they can do more things in our company. So as you want to increase your earning potential, you want to go get more education, get some certifications. I went to a Toastmaster so I could be a better speaker. Even if I wasn't doing public speaking for motivation and inspiration and for my books, I would be that much better because I could do presentations at my company. So that training for a year and a half and going to a Les Brown certification for another year and a half made me a better speaker, which opened more doors for me, which increased my earning potential. See, communication is key in building wealth. But that's just one thing. Even when I read books and I educate myself on finances, taxes, self-motivations, the spiritual realm, it helps me become more centered. And as I'm more centered, I can handle more pressure and more stress. And people get paid more that can handle more pressure and more stress. So as you increase your earning potentials by educating yourself, getting certifications, getting licenses, learning more skills, more training, what that does, it helps increase your earning potential, because not only do you have certain skills at a job or a company or opening your own company, you have even more skills that help you become more broad, a better leader, a better know-how, and people will pay you for what you know and your skills and your. Number five, the number five mistake that millennials make in finances is they don't learn or educate themselves on investing. What's investing, Rich? How do you invest? How do I even invest? What do I invest in? Do you want to invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, in real estate? You could even invest in people. You can invest in yourself. They just don't educate themselves on investing. I've read several real estate books, and I got a real estate certification. Why? Because I want to learn about investing. Most millionaires in this country, especially self-made, did it on investing. Investing in another business, Warren Buffett, or investing in stocks and bonds, like Bill Gates, or investing in real estate, like Robert Kiyosaki, or investing in other people's businesses. See, when you can learn how to invest, you know, okay, buy low, sell high, basics, But if you can learn the right timings, the markets, Ray Dalio is a great source. He has a video called the 30 minutes of understanding the market, or understanding the market in 30 minutes. It's just educating yourself on how this whole thing works is key in creating wealth for yourself. So you can make smart investments, especially, talk to a CPA, talk to an attorney, talk to people skilled in that. But as you get more educated and more skills, two things happen. One, you're smart with your investments. And two, you don't get other people to convince you on an investment that may not serve you long term. And number 6, this is the most important. This is something I changed in my life, and it changed everything. The number 6 mistake that millennials do financially is they don't pay themselves first. It was Robert Kiyosaki, actually even in The Richest Man in Babylon, in every financial book I've ever read, they say that one key, pay yourself first. Before you pay your bills, before you pay your rent, before you pay for clothes, before you pay for a new camera, before you pay for your lights, before you pay for your backgrounds, before you pay for anything, pay yourself first. Take 10% of everything you make and put it away. Earl Nightingale taught me the same thing. Put it away. Just put it away. And act like that money doesn't even exist. Just put it away. Because after a while, what's going to happen is going to build, and then a great investment is going to come in. Somebody's going to say, hey, you know what? I need to get rid of this business. I need to sell it. I'm going to sell it for the cheap. How much you got? Man, I haven't checked this thing in a while. Let me check my account. Oh, well, I got like 50 grand in there. I'll take your 50 grand, man. I'll sell you the business. It happens. It happens all the time. And people need your money, especially in times when they're hurting and things are financially struggling. So you actually are saving and helping them. But you can't do that unless you have the money. T. Harv Eker said, he who hath, more shall be given. This is in the good book. He who hath, more shall be given. And he who has not, that he doesn't have, will also be taken away. Meaning, when you have a bundle of something to sit on, more money just attracts to it. Things just attracting to it. It's like you have a beacon. It's like its own beacon of cash that more cash just wants to join it. But when you have nothing, your thoughts will always be in lack and struggle. And then you start losing things that you have even already. It's he who hath, more shall be given. Not who needs, who begs, and who hopes for it, but he who hath, more shall be given. And if you could mitigate these 6 mistakes into your life and do the opposite, I swear, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you will write me a letter, say, Rich, I saw your video on the 6 mistakes millennials make, and it completely changed my life. Thank you so much. And I'll be glad to get their thanks. Again, this is Rich Fontaine. You can agree with me or not agree with me. But either way, I feel this was a successful conversation.